Chat about walking now, but if not the normal type of walking. This is a bit of a walking tour. If you want to find out about Frankenstein, a bit of Treasure Island, or a little bit about Blackbeard, there's a theatre walk right here in the West for those and many more. Sheila Hannon is the creative producer for Show of Strength Theatre Company. Afternoon, Sheila.
Hello, Andrew.
How are you?
Well, I'm all right. I'm slightly warm, but it's good.
It's a little bit warm. So are you a theatre darling? You an actress?
I do call people darling on a good day. Yeah. Turn my hand to anything, really. Bit of acting, bit of writing, producing, all that stuff, really.
Oh, you do a bit of all sorts?
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to in this business, haven't you, really?
Exactly. You never know where the next penny's going to come from. Show of Strength Theatre Company is you guys. Tell me about you.
Guys, well, we do lots of things. Actually, we started the theatre at the Hen and Chicken years ago. We started the theatre at the Tobacco Factory in 1998. And now we do stuff all over the place. And in fact, partly since COVID, really, people couldn't wait to get outdoors again once they'd been locked up, as it were. And we found that our walking tours got really, really popular. And we've carried on with them.
And what do you tour with your walks? Where do you have is it one set one, or do you have different ones?
Well, we've actually got 8 different walking tours on sale at the moment. And
have you?
A lot of what we do is about local stories, Bristol, Bath, Somerset stories. And in fact, we've got 2 tours today that in Bath, because we're working with the House of Frankenstein there. And
I've been over there.
It's good. Have you been in the scary basement?
I have. I've been in the basement. Oh, that's freaky, isn't it?
I screamed. I actually did scream.
Yeah, I did. I saw something absolutely terrifying down there, and it it was a mirror in the end. But the pain. Oh dear.
I know, terrifying. The story of that book Frankenstein, that most of it was written in Bath, and it's just not generally known. And what was going on in Mary Shelley's life as she was writing that story, it's just as kind of jaw-dropping as the book itself. So we're kind of working with them, and we give you a 1-hour walking tour, and we show you where she wrote. We tell you all the extraordinary things that happened while she was living in Bath, and then we take you to the House of Frankenstein. So it's a kind of really nice partnership with them.
I'm on your website now, looking at the various tours that you do, the Frankenstein Experience, Blood, Blackbeard and Buccaneers. What's that one about?
It's about 2 hours. That's my favourite joke. And no, it's about.
I can tell you're an actress. I can tell. You've got all the lines.
Only some of them on a Saturday. Well, it's Blackbeard was born in Bristol, wasn't he? Edward Teach, the most famous pirate in the history of the world. But, what a surprise. So we kind of, it's Bristol Harbour with a couple of pubs along the way, so it's a kind of adult, it's for grown-ups. But we found out quite a lot about him that is really, and again, like the Frankenstein stuff, Bristol's full of stories that are forgotten or unusual, and he was not. Blackbeard, Edward Teach, was not your average pirate at all. He was a posh boy.
Was he? Because you always think, when you think Blackbeard, you think of vast me lovers. Exactly. And he's got no teeth and weird hair. Yeah.
Well, just not to give too much away, but it's thought that he was really, well, he was clever, but particularly clever, that all that was like a way to scare people.
An act.
The hair and the terrifying reputation, because he just scared them into submission. But he wasn't really like that at all. Very clever bloke.
How interesting. See, you often find this because as history develops, a persona is made and we all have a view of what they were like.
Yeah.
Because we never really know we never know what Henry VIII was like because it was too far away. We never know all these historical characters. Over time, their character and their persona is slightly warped or twisted because we don't really know the truth.
I know, it's really hard sometimes to fathom it out, and I really enjoy that kind of looking at stuff, still particularly local stories, and going, what actually happened here? Is that really right? And it's interesting you mentioned Henry VIII because his father was Henry VII, and we do a walking tour in Keynsham, and he was there's a great story about Henry VII visiting Keynsham because it had a great abbey there. and that's part of our tour. And again, his father Henry VII kind of was a really clever character, and was Henry VIII. He wasn't supposed to be King Henry VIII, but his older brother died, and was he a kind of and he was a really clever guy, Henry VII. He called his older son, the one who died, Arthur. He was called Prince Arthur, and it was almost like, Henry VII got the throne by war and battle. And he called his son Arthur because he thought that the idea was, it was going to be King Arthur coming back to save England. It was all spin. And then poor old Prince Arthur died, and the second son, Henry.
So he got it almost by default?
Yeah, and look what happened.
Look what happened. He was chopping off heads all over the shop, marrying his way through the nobility.
Yeah.
What about, so say you go, when you talk about people from a city's past, so I know you do a lot in Bath about Frankenstein, but say like Cary Grant in Bristol, you do something with that, don't you? We
do a tour about him, and again, that's a totally fascinating story about young, born Archie Leach, really, really poor kid, Archie, very, very unhappy childhood, and yet ended up the most famous movie star in the whole world. And just like the epitome of elegance and style, and matinee idol, but such a really, really hard life. And so our tour about him, we're working with Kerry Comes Home Festival. And we take you to, he was born in Northfield, so we can't do that. But our tour focuses on the area of the city centre, and particularly the bits that he knew, like all around the Hippodrome, because he started working there when he was like 13. Archie Leach, and he used to come back when he was Cary Grant. He used to come back and see his mum, which is kind of part of the story. And he gets fish and chips on Denmark Street. He always, he was kind of like kept the common touch. He just loved fish and chips and a pint of beer, warm beer. He used to call it wallop, I think.
That's right. Yeah, warm beer is wallop, isn't it? That's the term for it, I think.
I've never heard that before. Actually,
I have before. Yeah, only when I've watched like a documentary come drama thing about the East End of London during the war, and I remember that was referred to then. That's the only reason I can remember it. But what about people do like a walking tour? Look at let's bring it up to modern day. Look at like the Grommet Unleashed, where people are walking around looking for the grommets everywhere because it involves getting out and about and walking.
Yeah, and we're actually working
Yeah.
With the Grand Appeal.
Oh, are you involved with that, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing?
So like our Blackbeard tour is the one for grown-ups, and then we've got a family walking tour for younger people, and that tells the story of Treasure Island. And of course, there are kind of grommets paint like pirates. So we're working with the Grand Appeal, and we're doing two Treasure. We tell the story of Treasure Island, and we're doing that on the 30th and 31st of August. And 50% of the box office will go. The takings will go to the Grand Appeal.
Oh, isn't it fascinating? So do you do every one? Because I've just thrown a few of your tours at you and you've known everything. So, Sheila, can you do every one of your tours, or do you have certain people that do certain bits?
I write them.
Right, that's how you know it all.
I research and write them, yeah. But I don't do them all. We've got a Blood and Butchery in Bedminster, and I do that one.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. That's quite, that is a bit gruesome, isn't it?
Yes, but nobody's ever asked for the money back so far, Andy.
Oh, that's good. So
it's kind of tasteful gruesome, if there is such a thing. Maybe I've just invented a new artistic category, tasteful gruesome.
But people do. I mean, when you go to London, there is walking tours all over the city, and the same with Liverpool and Manchester, because people want to know what it was like 100, 200 years ago, and the landscape was very different. And Bristol, Bath, Somerset, that's no different down here.
And I think that's one of the things we try and do a bit with the Cary Grant tour, because when he came back as Cary Grant, he was away in America becoming a film star and then when he came back after the war, he didn't get back during the war, and he came back, in the later 1940s, absolutely devastated by the destruction. His Bristol, he was born in like 1912, something like that. The Bristol that he knew in his childhood, that landscape had gone, but bits of it survived, which is why he used to hang out a lot around Denmark Street. So it is really interesting the way cities change. And I think Bristol is a really good city for walking because it's not that big. You know, you can I live in Bedminster, Southdale. I can walk to Clifton in 45 minutes. Well, on a good day, you know. So it's just excellent place for walking.
Yeah, whereas London, when you go from like Leicester Square, Piccadilly, and you want to go out to and do the tour of, you know, the East End, if you like, you know, or even Park Way, Tower London, you know, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours walk. You know, the East End of London is far away to walk from the central West End, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I do like gruesome stories, and I have done sort of the Jack the Ripper tour in London, which was fascinating. Yeah,
I did a Jack the Ripper tour years ago, all out round sort of, you know, Columbia Road, about the Flower Market and all that sort of East End. Yeah. You know, spirit of Cockney London sort of area, if you like. Yeah. Well, it's been lovely to chat to you. It really has. I've been on your website. It's showofstrength.org.uk.
It is. And I hope maybe you might come, and we'd be very glad to see you if you fancy.
I would love to actually come on one of those. And I'd like to come on those and bring a microphone and do a bit of a chat. That'd be lovely, I think.
Oh, fab. I'll send you an email. That'd be lovely
Please
to see
do.
you.
Please do. Sheila, been lovely to speak to you. So thanks for coming on the show. Sheila Hannon, director, creative producer for Show of Strength. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.